is running after me. With my hands laid up, I surrender now. I give you everything, yeah. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything, yeah. Your goodness. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I play my tessa. Oh, bele ache. Ekeke chuchuta hulo panaku. Oh, bele ache. Chimbolo. Oh, bele ache. Pomoni oke shaike. Oh, bele ache. Oh, play my tessa. Oh, bele ache. Keje chuchu. Keje chuchuta hulo panaku. Oh, bele ache. Chimbolo, Chimbolo, Opera, Pomoni oke shaike, Wople matesa chibo, Wople matesa, Kaya chuchu, Kaya chuchu tawo lopana kuopele aje, Chimbolo, Chimbolo, Opera, Pomoni oke shaike, Pomoni oke shaike. Wople matesa chiwe, wople matesa, opele aje. Kaya juju, kaya juju tawo la panaku opele aje. Jembolo, jembolo, opele aje. Pomoni oke shaike, pomoni oke shaike, opele aje. Hallowed be thy name, hallowed be, hallowed. Hallowed be thy name. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hallowed be thy name. So worthy of the praise. So I give it all up to you, Lord. King of kings, Lord of lords. Hallowed be thy name. Jehovah Nissi, Jehovah Rapha. I give you praise. Hey, hey, hey. Come on now. Not bad nuchulo. What way? Woman joy. Hey. J'imagine faire comme les boys à Koshia joy. She bone me joy. We sure take away your comfortable. You are the Lord strong and mighty. So you are worthy to be praised. They want namo wakato. Hey, namo wakato. Woble matesa ni wapasa. Namo wakato. Namo wakato. Namo po. Namo wakato. Woble matesa ni wapasa. Namo wakato. Namo wakato. Namo wakato. Namo wakato. Woble matesa ni wapasa.
After that good stretch, yoga is the name, and you need that flexibility. You need to stretch your muscles from time to time, the joints, and let the aches and the pains all dissolve in some meditation. Anas can tell you that all the pain is gone, and now all that is left here is desire for some fried rice or fufu with goat light soup. Yeah, but this segment is not about that. This segment is about someone or a group that has captivated my heart, at least for the past 3 weeks. That's all I hear. Even when I sleep, I wake up with a song right there on my tongue. It keeps rolling and rolling, and I love it, especially because most of it is done in my local dialect. Someone says that the Gans are noted for insults. Well, this time around, he's there to change that narration, and he has done that for me. Anytime I listen to his song, I'm particularly pleased to be a Ga, to understand and to use this local dialect very purposefully. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about no other person than Frank Tego. I took you by surprise. You don't know him as Frank Tego. I do, and I get to be with him. I'm sharing the studio with Anas, of course, and we have right here in our midst Perez Musik. I wish there could be some drum rolls. You are welcome, welcome, and a good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
How's your morning been?
How's my morning been? Traffic. Traffic, but it's
Friday.
fun. Yeah, it's
for
Friday.
People like
know,
you,
right?
traffic should still be entertaining, you know. No more wakato. I mean, traffic. Oh, no
traffic
more.
Traffic is always frustrating, you know. It's always fun. I needed to get here earlier, but I was stuck in traffic. I actually left home quite early, but it's
especially,
fine.
you know, people are preparing to move out, especially on Fridays, Accra. We have a whole lot of plans and activities, so there is traffic.
I know.
Don't worry about that. We are glad to have you in our studio.
And I'm so honored to be here.
So, Perez Musik, I was just imagining what, because when I was looking for your song, Perez Musik was the last word, but when I discovered that I saw Perez Musik, I was like, wow, that's a good name. So, how did Perez Musik come about? The name, and then...
Okay, so it is not my birth name, or it is not the name my mom or father gave to me. It's a name I chose for myself, and I chose that name Perez because of the meaning of the name Perez. It's in the book of Genesis, and it talks about two twins. Perez is actually supposed to be the second born. The firstborn came out, and he came out by his hand. So what the midwife did was they tied his hand with a red ribbon, and then they pushed him back, hoping that they could align him and bring him back the right way. But then the Bible says that the secondborn overtook the firstborn, and then he came out. So when he came out, the midwife said that this is a breach of birth. This is actually a breakthrough. So I mean, the story caught me, like it captivated me, and I liked the meaning and the essence of it. And I was at the point in my life where I felt that, you know, a lot of time had been wasted, and I had delayed when it came to purpose. And so the only thing that could catapult me was grace and breakthrough. So I'm like, you know what, let me just choose this name. So anytime, I believe in the power of names though. So anytime somebody calls me Perez, you're actually professing a breakthrough upon my life. Yeah, so I would prefer for you to call me Perez. Frank is honesty, is fine. But then I prefer Perez because anytime I hear the name, it gives me some form of encouragement that listen, this is where you are. You need to conquer. You need to be purposeful. You need to. There's a reason why you are here on this earth, and you have to make that thing fulfilled.
Breakthrough.
Yeah, breakthrough. Yes.
So you are breaking through.
Yeah.
You're breaking through. You are breaking through.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's continuous.
Perez. So I'm referring to you as Perez.
Thank
We'll
you.
let the Frank lie.
Yeah.
Perez.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't mean Frank lie. Frank is honesty, so Frank doesn't lie me.
Okay, that's a nice word play. Okay, I like that.
So we'll let it stand by, not lie.
Okay,
yes.
that
And
works.
Perez will lead us to what has been your the inspiration behind all this. I mean, I know it wouldn't be easy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people sometimes come to me and say, I think you should go do music. I say, I don't think doing music is easy. I don't think it's as easy as just taking a microphone and then singing, as some people have made it seem. But especially with what you bring out, what we hear, I don't think it's been that easy. Can you go with us to the stages of development, especially when you mentioned breakthrough?
Okay.
Yeah.
So my encounter with Christ, I mean, I grew up from a Christian home. My mom did her very best to raise me as a Christian child, but You know, when you get in your teens and the youthful exuberance and everything, I made certain choices. I joined certain groups. You know, I had certain. You know, I partied. I had fun. But then there was a time where I realized that, you know what, there's much more to life than just parties. There's much more to life than just drinking. There's much more to life than just girls. So I sought out, or I set out to look for God or to find God. And when I discovered Christ and I discovered the saving power and I discovered the knowledge of Christ and what he did for us on the cross, it's triggered something in me. You know, I reignited my whole passion for him as I had when I was a young man, or when I was a child. So I'm like, you know what? I have the talent. I am gifted in this way. I would rather harness it and manage it and use it for the saving purpose of other souls too as well. Because what I was enjoying, I wanted to share with other people too. I wanted other people across the world to also experience it. So, I mean, I am inspired by my fellowship with God.
Wow.
Yeah, because anytime I spend time with him, I come out with something. Yeah, I come out with something. I mean, I didn't start like this.
Okay.
I started. It's been a journey, you know. It's been a rough and smooth journey. It's been sweet and sour journey. But I mean, sometimes when I see pain, I actually embrace it, because out of pain, I get to see God in a different way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And as I know,
that's interesting. Sometimes it's difficult. Like you said, you have to go through the turmoils of life because you've now moved from an old self.
Yes.
And of course, in that self, you had some people around you who were also encouraging you, who were also with you.
Of course.
Around that time. Now you're a new person. What was the challenge you faced, if you've even faced any? Of course, maybe you will. A handful, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Friends embracing your new you, family also taking you in, as coming out of the old self.
Okay. For me, I think I didn't give my friends that power over me. I made my own choices, even when I was with them. Even I could tell you that even I go further than they go. I am more. I won't say I'm the ringleader, but you see me amongst the leaders. So
you've had that leader.
Yeah, I'm more. Yes, I was more like the influencer. You understand? So I'm not the type that can easily be influenced. So when I made the decision, my number one challenge was myself, not my friends. I had to fight with myself because I was like, you know, these are things that, you know, it's a lifestyle that you have lived for a long time. It will not take. That's why I always say that when somebody comes into Christ, or when somebody accepts Jesus as his Lord and personal Savior, we as Christians, it's our responsibility to let the individual know that, listen, it's a journey. It's not a one-day transformation. And I say that when you look around, even God teaches us how growth is. You don't plant a seed today and come back tomorrow morning and expect it to
be a big tree.
Yes. So if I sow the knowledge of Christ in you, I don't expect you to totally transform within a week or totally. It might take years. I always tell people that, listen, the church is a hospital. People are there for different treatments. So when you go to church and somebody treats you bad, you should know that there was the way you came in sick. That's how somebody came in sick. And everybody in their sickness. Somebody has just a simple headache that can be cured within 2 weeks. Somebody has a chronic disease that can go on for his lifetime. So somebody will be in church and might be a thief. That doesn't make the person any less of a Christian, or it doesn't mean that God has shown the person. God is continuously working on the person. Somebody might be in church and might have certain serious things, but it doesn't mean that that person is evil. It is a nature that the person is fighting, and the person is gradually being transformed. And I believe if we as Christians have this mindset, we would make Christianity it's not even attractive, but we'll make people understand that, listen, this is a walk. It is a life. You understand? It is a life. It's a life of imperfection. Our perfecter is Christ. And that doesn't give room for mediocrity, or nor does it give room for you to live anyhow you want. That's why the Bible says that you should strive for holiness. It's a fight.
Well said, Perez. Well said. I think that we are getting it wrong when it comes to the church at large. We go to church and we're expecting that you're supposed to live a particular way. And so someone comes to church because of the perception the church has about them. Well, they want to live that way.
Exactly.
After church, they go back home. and then they are their normal self.
That's why they say we are hypocrites.
Oh, exactly.
Yes,
someone asked a question that, can you wear anklet to church? The person said, yes. And then someone said, why? Oh, yes, so more. The person said,
why not?
Why not? Can you see the manyama way?
Can you so more
when I'm going to church, I should be able to wear it. No way to way. Can you someone say and then the person is like, it will be there. Because if I'm home, it doesn't mean that Christ is not with me.
Of course.
It doesn't mean that I don't pray. Exactly. I don't believe in God.
Yeah.
I'm going to church. I can still put it on and take it.
We sell God like a strict father who is holding a cane and waiting for you to make a mistake to whip you.
Yes.
No.
That's not how it is.
That's not the
hypocrisy is one thing in our churches that I think that if we're able to tackle it very well, I think we'll embrace everybody that comes. Like you said, people come in with different problems. And so someone is not able to handle their problem very well, and that's why they even encounter you, and you feel bad that, oh, meaning we're feminine, but you also know that they also have a problem. But that's that you'll be able to handle your problem very well. A lot of people are in your shoes. Actually, we all find ourselves in that platform, on that platform, one way or the other in our life, in some time of our lives. So where we are struggling to know God and get close to Him and make sure that we know what He's even expecting us to do. But I like what you said, that it was a fight within yourself. And so you see that someone will even say, and so you want to make do with the people around you. You realize that you do that and still you're not even able to find yourself. And so the key thing that he said, that I think that it will be very good for everybody, is to make sure that you understand yourself, find yourself. When you find yourself, any other person who is there will even help you to be able to flourish.
Exactly. That's the truth.
Well, they are preaching. So they are preaching. They are preaching. I think that, yes, talking about the church and hypocrisy all around, and I think it really affects our Christian life so much. So we pretend. That's the word. We pretend. We pretend we are all pious and holy. And you see how people walk for communion. That alone should tell you that holier than thou. And that goes a long way to even affect, we listen to gospel songs only at a particular time, maybe early in the morning or Sunday. And so you hear a certain song being played, and a pastor or somebody is moving and say, hey, Osafone, is this a song you are listening to? Is this a song? So yes, it's true, it's about pretense. But what the next question I want to ask is, what goes into writing your songs? I've listened to Bobby Law. It was fantastic. I've listened to Blema Tessa, and I thought Bobby Law was fantastic. I listened to Blema Tessa, I was like, what is going on here? And then you crowned it with the latest. I don't know, but what goes into you writing these? I don't think it's easy. Because your songs are not cheap. Not the language,
it's
not
God.
The inspiration. No.
It's God. It's God. I told you something. I write out of experience. I preach the God I know. I don't say things about God that I have not experienced. So I don't write things that I haven't experienced. I said something initially that anytime I go through pain, it helps me discover God or discover an aspect of God. And so my situation inspires me.
All right.
I was on radio and I was talking about God being my inspiration, and someone had a problem with it. That it's an art, I can say that God is my. There are other musicians who get their inspiration when they are driving, others too at the beach. Okay, that is them. But for me, my source has been God, because I know myself. There has been times when I couldn't even write a single song for like 3-4 years. Nothing was coming. Like nothing was coming. I couldn't even put a pen. But I went on a quest for like 7 days. I was fasting and praying. And after that fasting and praying, that's somewhere around 2018, around October, something happened. I felt that something had happened to me. I felt the presence of God in my room. I felt the touch of the Holy Spirit in my room. And I realized that, listen, something has changed about me. I didn't know what it was until I started writing again. And the funny thing is, I don't write. I just stand, like, maybe sometimes I could be walking, like, hey, walala, like this. I was walking from somewhere. I had some problems in the morning. So I was very down. And I was fighting with God. I said I was fighting with God. I mean, we all get that. It's a relationship. So once in a while, we'll have...
Just as to treat your friend.
Yeah, once in a while, we'll have a misunderstanding. But he will not leave me. He will come and say, I want me for me. And I said, why should you allow this to happen? And then the song came. It came straight, just as it is. Like it came in a raw form. And when I heard it, the thing hits me. I'm like, wow, this is from God. And I realized that the thing I went through in the morning was not just for me. God wanted me to put it in a song for other people to listen to. Because there are people out there who need strength. So yeah, I'm inspired by my circumstances. I'm inspired by my relationship with God. Yeah.
Let me follow up with this one. You know, in Ghana, for instance, in the music industry and purposely the gospel fraternity, where young upcoming artists who want to align with particular people whom they think are doing very well.
Yeah.
Did you ever see yourself, from what you've narrated, did you ever see yourself aligning with a particular gospel artist who will be able to even push you and give you that familiarity or
Popularity.
that popularity as well?
Okay, so I used to worry about the fact that some of my peers, like the upcoming one, you can see that this one is serving under this person, this one is serving, and I'm like, Charlie, boy. But then I realized that my service was different. My service was my pain. My service was my relationship. God wanted to isolate me for a certain purpose. So I stopped worrying about those things, and I stopped worrying about trying to align myself to a certain particular person or a certain particular. And until I hear categorically from God that go here, I stay put. So I think mine was more of my service in church, because I gained more experience serving in church, serving in the music department in church.
What church?
ICGC Father's House down so much.
Okay.
I gained more experience being a praise and worship leader or serving under my praise and worship leader. I can even say that my praise and worship leader had more influence on me than like in my growth. Because I remember, maybe I've never told him this, but I don't forget things. The very first time I entered church, his name is Kofi Joe. The very first time I entered church, I went to visit I went to serve, to worship with them on the 31st.
Okay.
And then a friend of mine, the one who invited me, said, "Oh, we have church service on the next day, which is Sunday." So I went to church. When I went to church, the moment he saw me and he said I should come for rehearsal the next Saturday, I go for rehearsal and he says, "You are singing tomorrow." I'm like, I haven't stood on the pulpit to sing in more than 12 years. What are you talking? I said, "No, you are going to sing." I'm like, "Oh, you are joking." He said, I said you are going to sing. I remember the song I sang. I sang "Storm Is Over" by R. Kelly, because I didn't know any Christian song by then. And that's the only Christian song. And the day I did that song, after church, he saw me, he said, "You are now a minister. Act as such." It stuck with me.
That's it.
Yeah. His name is Kofi Joe, if he's listening to me. That's what he told me. He said, "You are now a minister. Live like you are." And it stuck with me. So I have gotten snippets of influences from different places. There are a lot of stories I can share. Even my university days, a lot of it. But I cannot say that there's this particular person that I depend on the Holy Spirit. Because I remember when God called me, He told me that if you rise by them, you will fall by them. I will lift you. So
it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You always have to know God for yourself. Just as when people are introducing people to you, they want to know who you think they are. And one thing I always say, especially with my friends, that I know the person for myself. The person treats me the way he or she treats me because it's me.
Yeah.
It might be different with you. And so if you know the God that you serve, of course you get your things differently. I have a friend in the US now. She's called Sarah. Whom when we were in senior high school, she lived a particular life that people never thought she would be a changed person now. And Julia, you might want to know her. The things she does for God, the inspiration she will give you. You have to know God for yourself.
And I think that they have this saying that those who have been there and done that, especially those who sang solo, when you listen to their stories, those who have come out of it, is more inspirational than. Yes, so I believe in that. I want us to change the tone of this a bit. I want to ask you, looking at how Ghana is going right now, people lamenting, people talking about all the hardships and all that. What would be your stand? Because sometimes people look at us for inspiration, those up there. Is it the same for you? And I mean, where you stand in all this, and what would be your word to those listening to you?
It's a very tricky question, and in a quest not to sound political, there's a message by Pastor Chris Oyakhilome titled "We Play by a Different Set of Rules."
That's right.
Yes, anybody who can just listen to that message. Just go online and look for it. It's titled "We Play by a Different Set of Rules."
Play by different.
I listened to that message about somewhere around 2018. Yes, no. Yeah, earlier than that, maybe 2014, 2015 there. No, or maybe I've forgotten, but I listened to that message and it changed my perspective about some things.
Okay.
I mean, Bible says that in the year where there was famine, Isaac sowed in that same line, that same land, and reaped a double-fold, a hundredfold. So we are above circumstances as Christians. It's not an easy journey, and it will be hypocritical on anybody's side to downplay the current situation. It is not easy, but then God knows His people. You'll be amazed that in this season that we are complaining, somebody's cocoa season, somebody's business. I mean, people made money during COVID. And when I hear some of the stuff, I'm like, I own you, kind of no fear. What were you doing? You were sleeping in fear. Like people went, you know. I mean, it's a matter of perspective. I always say that when they were selling cars for 10,000 CDs, or let's say 5,000 CDs, people were buying. When they were selling car for 10,000 CDs, people were buying. You might buy your car when they are selling it for 100,000. It's not a problem. You will buy it.
If you have to.
Yeah, if you get there, you buy it.
Let me ask. The Ga dialect hasn't really sold itself in the music space, no matter the genre of music. We knew that in the world, the secular music world, it was the Tiny who was trying to push
Adani Best.
Adani Best. Adani Best is not even Ga.
Yeah, but he's one of my favorites.
Yes, he was pushing the Ga language. Why Ga? For
Honestly,
you?
I don't. It's not something that I set out to intentionally do. I'm Ga, and I think that's how I express myself better. I have other 3 songs that I've written, but as soon as you hear it, you know that no. But I'm Ga, so I mean, the 2 prominent languages that I speak, or the languages that I really speak, are Ga and English. I speak Twi a little, but not that that well. So I think.
Won't you for it. Ghans don't do well with Twi.
Yeah, so I think
We have our own
when it's time for me to create, I believe that's how it comes out inwardly. So it's not something that I set out intentionally to do.
Do you have any challenges when it comes to writing your music?
Challenges. For now, I don't have. Now I don't struggle with songs. Like, I mean, anytime I go into prayer, I come out with a song. Anytime we're in the studio doing rehearsal, I come out with a song. My only challenge would be that I pray. I don't know, but I don't have any challenge. I just pray that my relationship with God will not go down, because if it goes down, I also go down. Yeah. So.
So what is the routine like? So you mentioned earlier how you get the inspiration, your experiences. Maybe you're working in some lyrics and you get it. So from there, you go to the studios. You start rehearsing.
Oh no! Sometimes I record them on my phone. I have a lot of recordings on my phone, voice note. Yeah, a lot of them. Like, as soon as I get the inspiration, irrespective of where I am, I just record it. So when it's time for us to do a recording, I listen to them and I'm like, okay, let's do this one. Yeah.
So does it happen that after recording you send it to people you think are importance when it comes to music, knowing music and all?
Yeah, technically.
Yes. Do you send it to them to listen to it? Hey, listen to this for me and tell me what you think.
Yeah. So because I do my own. I'm a studio engineer too as well. So I do my own mixing and mastering. I work on the songs, the mixing, even the videos I edit them myself. Yeah. So because of that, I always like to employ another eye or another ear. So technically I do it. Like I give it to people to technically listen to it and then advise, okay, change this, okay, the drum is too low here, or this one is too loud here, or change this lyric. Like, I mean, this is supposed to be there, right? Yeah.
Okay. Looking at the way your songs are, maybe it might be difficult to. That's what most of you tell us, that because it's from you, you are really really unable to tell us which one is your favorite.
Yeah.
But with the ones that you've brought out so far, which is your favorite?
I think my favorite song, cry, nobody knows it. But it's online. It's titled Deeper.
Deeper.
Yeah, that's my favorite
You have.
song.
I hear you have one suddenly or something.
Oh, that's an old one. That's like 2015.
2015.
When I was doing urban gospel.
Okay, so how different is that to the others?
It's very different.
How?
It's very different. Those ones. Okay, so those times when I was doing music, my focus was that I wanted, because I was missing something from the church that made me leave the church. I felt like, okay, now let me put that thing that I was missing in the church, which was I wanted to do some more danceable songs so that like church choreography groups and stuff could dance with it, and it worked. I mean, yeah, I have. There was these two songs. This one that's playing suddenly, and then there was Shake It. I did that one with King's Kid. That was on my first album. That one was on my first album. And then there's one titled Covered. I did that with.
You already have album?
No, for now I just have one. Yeah,
okay.
But I'm preparing to bring out another. But I have a lot of singles. Yeah, I have a lot of singles. Yeah.
Which one is doing very well now?
Lala.
Of course, because my music director at church showed me that one and says, "You're powerful, you're powerful." I'm sure if he's watching, he'll tell me that. Well, he wants to meet you because I'm sure that very soon after length you're going to sing that song in church.
Yeah.
And, oh yes.
But that's what pulled me into Perez Musik in it.
It is very strong.
You will sing that.
Oh yes.
Oh, I beg you.
Alright, so how can people get the songs? Well, people are saying that we're in a technological age where CDs and DVDs are fading out and others, and so how can they get access to your music, the various powerful songs that you have out there?
Okay, so my songs are available online, all streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, anywhere, like Boomplay. Yes, on Boomplay. And then there's, like, on my social media handle is Perez Musik 233. It's the same everywhere. Perez Musik, PerezMusik.
Like Perez Chapel.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. Then then you add 233. 233 is the country code for Ghana. So yeah.
Instead of the GH.
Yeah. Everybody does GH, so just put the 233 there. So Perez Musik 233. So anywhere like Instagram, YouTube.com/Perez Musik 233 take you to my page. Twitter, same thing.
Maybe this will be my last question, then Julia can take over. Well, people normally say that when they are upcoming like this, come on, Brassier, you know, they are all calm and meek and humble and all that, and so they talk with all humility, like they did holier than thou. But it'll get to the point where when you want them or when you're looking for them, it becomes very difficult. Is that, can we say same? Maybe we don't know the future, we can't say. Maybe you might also say no. But we'll get to the point where if we need Perez to come and we want to have an interview or even want him to come and perform, then we'll have to go through a very long process. See management, do this, pay this amount of money. If you can't pay, then I'm not ministering. And all that. We have to go through that.
You know, growth comes with a lot of elements. You know, when you begin to expand and there are people serving in your ministry, there are people dedicating their time, their resources, their knowledge to serve in your ministry, you need to respect their various roles. You understand? You need to respect who they are and what they do. So, you know, growth will obviously come with protocols. I believe that you are sitting here today. If you are made Minister of Information or Minister of Communication, I don't think I can have easy access to you like I do now, because now your security becomes an issue. You understand? Your responsibility becomes an issue. Now you're not only presenting for Adowa TV, you are actually serving an entire nation. So if you had 1 hour for me every time I visited you, it would definitely reduce. And I as an individual also have to I have to be selfless to understand that now I'm not sharing you alone. I'm sharing you with a lot of people. You understand? So if I have to go through protocol, it's just a humble. But if I come and meet you and you are giving me attitude and you are you are being rude towards me, that is when I can say that your character is not right. Yeah, but protocol is not a problem. It is you, the individual, your character that will be tested. When I meet you one-on-one, oh, it's the same. But then if you and I used to do, we have slogans and things. Now I meet you and I'm me palebo sabla. Oh, no mobile. Oh, me wiper. No, definitely. Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you. Besides being the Perez Musik that we do, what else is there to you? Any other job?
Let's keep Perez Musik.
We should keep Perez Musik.
Oh, but I work also. I work for one of the top media companies in this country.
So how do you do it? How do you create a balance between working and writing?
It has taken me years to be able to find the balance. At a point, I quit my job because I wanted to do the music.
Okay.
And then at a point, I quit the music because I needed money to take care of stuff. But then time goes on. As time went on, I went, you know what? You can actually do this and balance it. So it's taking me years, but I've been able to get the balance now.
All right. So what would be your strength as a gospel?
What would be my strength?
Yes.
I think I'm still discovering myself.
Okay. So for now, what do you think stands out for you?
I think people like the fact that I'm able to blend the whole Ga flavor. But I know that when God is ready, He will show a different aspect of me, because I believe there are other sides to that people haven't seen.
I listened to a man of God. I've forgotten the name. It was about 2 or 3 years back, and he said he's an illiterate. He's never been to school, but he speaks perfect English. And he was asked, "How do you speak English if you've never?" He said, "I don't know. One day I was praying in tongues, and it just happened." So I believe it can happen.
Yeah, it can happen.
We'll overcome the 3 barriers.
I remember I was chatting with my mother sometime. I was very young then, and I asked him, so mommy, I think I've always known that I'll be a preacher somewhere somehow. I asked him that, well, Ketimo, when I travel and I go somewhere, I don't speak French, and people are speaking French, and I have to preach in French. What do I do? And she said something that stuck with me. She said the Holy Spirit will speak through you. I'm like, okay.
I'm sure I didn't believe it.
I didn't.
Well, I'll now give you the platform to tell us a lot about you we don't know. Just the personal you. So I counter you.
Oh, we've said it. All that is there to know, we've said it. No, we've said it.
Tell me, what are your like what's your favorite color?
I think I like blue.
Baba?
I like blue and black, yes.
Okay,
I like
not the black.
this blue. Sea blue.
Cyan?
Yeah. Or how do you call it? Cyan.
Cyan.
Okay. I've learned a new thing.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
It's just what they term it's the term they give to it in printing.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah.
Maybe you can say sky blue or sea blue.
Sky blue, yeah, sea blue. Sea blue no wale.
My producer says he's playing this song for you because he wants to hear you sing.
But I'm singing there.
Yes, so
no,
right
no,
now, live edition of Sewa Lelala. Yeah.
Mama Jebo. It's morning. My voice is not in the best thing.
Don't worry.
Let's sing it together.
I'm sure when we are standing to, we'll be able to sing from.
Oh.
Hey.
I remember we dancing to this last year, right? Okay.
Before friends who are watching the show, this is very powerful, and it started from that I don't understand. But the only thing I want to say is that God is promising that He's going to give you strength. He's going to, if you fall, like you said, if you fall, lift you up and give you the power that you need to be able to forge ahead. Simply that's what the song is talking about. I'm sure I do remix. Go ahead.
Yeah, the way you're singing there.
I love it.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you
having
for
me.
coming.
I really appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much. We wish you well.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
I wish you very
Thank
well.
you so much. That means a lot.
This studio has also had Noble and Kitsia, and then Kofi Owusu-Pepra.
Oh wow.
Yes, who is also running in the shadows of his father somehow because of the
so
song.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yes, and I think you people are the new generation that we are going to see today. The Daninetis and then the others, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, and so we are praying with you. The question I asked you, the last question that I asked you, that you will not change, is it business? It will become business one day, right? No.
You see, the thing is that McMurdoch's sister, is it McMurdoch? No, the one who died, what's his name? The one who had the plane crash.
Brian?
No, not Brian. Brian had a plane crash.
Is it the basketball player?
No. He's a preacher.
Oh, okay.
This short man. He
Let's
said something. He's in the Bahamas.
Right.
Why is the name not coming? He
Let's
said something. He said that if you want to start ministry, first go to a business school.
Okay.
Yes. Ministry is business. It is not monetary business. It's business in terms of management.
Okay.
In terms of understanding how to run it, it's business.
For growth and
This
others.
church wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't run with a business mindset. It's not a money-making machine, but it's a business. You need to manage it like a business.
Okay. And I think that explains that. I wish this goes the entire time. And what he has said, I hope that it never leaves him.
Amen.
And yes, it never leaves him. And may God continue to strengthen him. And with the wisdom that he is giving him, be able to speak the way he does and even give us songs that will touch us and even encourage us more. Re-echo God's promises to us again. We'll continue to be with him and on him. So that we'll also enjoy them, be able to you know. And so thank you very much, Perez Musik, for coming.
Thank you.
I remember Archbishop of the Catholic Church, the past one, said something. He said that the one who prays has done one thing, the one who preaches has done one thing, but the one who sings does all three. So with that said, with that said, we wish you the best in life and that you will never stray, because I believe that is the one who preaches does one thing, the one who prays does one thing, but the one who sings does all three.
Your song can be a prayer.
It can be elite people.
It can preach to someone. That's why your Kofi something or Kojo something, your music director at
Kofi Joe
said you're a minister and she's actress. As ministers, it's different.
Yeah. I mean, like the saying is actually
it's very powerful.
So true. Yeah. It's very, very powerful.
So that's you on my Facebook. Yes.
All right.
Yes. Archbishop on my Facebook.
I'm going to write it on my Facebook wall.
Okay. Anyway, so this whole time we'll have as you, and once again, we are coming to the end, the conclusion. Today has been super hot. Yes, we started by saying that nature in itself gives us all the set pieces for wellness and also for health. It's up to us to put those pieces together. This is how we do it here on AM Ghana, and especially on a Friday. Join us on Monday, 6 a.m. sharp. We promise to bring you goodness, and more goodness. Adwa TV, we bring good things to life. Do enjoy your weekend. From us and Perez Musik, it's bye.
A phone call by 1,000 by my side, 10,000 all around me. And I need to have a fair, I get from where I go Rabacha. Lumoike, Wale, fair, I go to a baila. The Gio with the Dow, Wagoni, hey,